Our goal is not to encourage people to be buying during this time if they can't afford it, but our goal is to encourage people to feel connected to their community during this time if they're able to afford it. And that's what we're hoping to do.
With the global pandemic, the entire world is facing unprecedented challenges. As governments take measures to slow the spread of COVID-19 and as individuals practice social distancing, online businesses also face unique obstacles. But as difficult as it may seem, it's still possible to find success running an online store in the COVID-19 era. So today, I wanted to sit down with one of Printful's customers, Dionna Dorsey, owner and creator of the successful brand District of Clothing, to see how she's operating her store during these times. Dionna, could you tell me more about what District of Clothing is all about?
District of Clothing is an online retail shop. We do our fulfillment through Printful, and we are here to just empower, embolden, support, uplift, encourage folks to do whatever it is that they're dreaming and thinking of doing. I think we cater to anyone who just believes in themselves or has a desire to believe in something bigger than themselves. From there, I would say we definitely cater to women. We definitely cater to women and children of color. We definitely are doing our best to shine a light on areas that could use as much more spotlight and attention as possible.
So you're a full-time designer for your brand, Dionna Dorsey Design. Can you tell me more about how you created District of Clothing as your side hustle?
After about 5 years, my first in-prime client went on a spending freeze. And I kind of like threw my hands up and was like, whoa, holy crap, now what do I do? I'm a CNN statistic and this is what everyone's been talking about in all of these entrepreneur magazines, what to do whenever you lose your main client. I, at the time, was in a co-working, co-sharing space here in Washington, D.C., and we would have these masterminds where you could just like throw out a question and you would get 100 different responses. And at the same time, we were all also listening to lots of podcasts and specifically Oprah. I remember very frequently talking about passive income and having a side hustle and how important it is for people to have multiple streams of income, which is also something I've been told since I was a young girl. At that time, I started reaching out to my group of friends, okay, I have this idea. What do you think? And everyone's like, you should have did that yesterday. And so it took me about 11 months to actually move on it. Thanksgiving of 2014, I moved on District of Clothing. You'll hear me say we, but it's really just me.
And District of Clothing brings about messages about social issues and empowerment. What inspired that?
I just believe in the power of authenticity. I believe in the power of intention and purpose. And I think that if I'm going to spend my time doing something, it has to be something that I care about organically. I also believe in belief-driven consumers. And I think that's the way of the future, definitely from a retail perspective, especially, given the fact that we don't know how long this pandemic is going to occur here as well as internationally. You want to tap into something that you care deeply about, and then also hopefully something that your customers or community, as I say, that my community cares deeply about as well.
Having a successful brand is all about bringing to light ideas that you're personally passionate about, and that sounds like it's true for you. Has that helped you get the word out?
I'm a designer. I have a background in fashion. I have a background in design. I am by no means a salesperson. I'm incredibly shy until I'm not. If you were to ask me to have a product and just try to push it out on people, I wouldn't know what to say. I'm gonna go run and hide in a closet somewhere. I care deeply about my products. I care deeply about how I have seen them encourage people or further encourage people to reach out and chase their dreams. And it makes me a bit more comfortable and excited to really share about it with other people. As retail shop owners, we have limited budgets. We have limited mind space. There's no way we can compete with Amazon. There's no way that we can compete with BMW that just, has a commercial every day on television. But I think most importantly, it's simply people believing in the product and then sharing the product with someone else. This past month, we sold quite a bit of our number 51 hats, which support statehood for Washington, D.C. The Washington, D.C. Mayor Bowser was wearing my hat in one of her COVID-19 response press conferences. And tons of people said that they, inquired about the hat that she was wearing. And they saw, again, it was very simple. It says 51 on it, which just means we believe that Washington, D.C. should have statehood. And by no means are we trying to exploit anything, with COVID-19, but it was a rainy day and she wore this hat, as a direct message, but also as a way to cover her hair. And it was just, you can always say how you want to feel, but you can also wear how you feel and what you believe in.
The past few months have presented new challenges to communities and store owners globally. At Printful, we're navigating the balance between high order rates and slower fulfillment times and shipping times as we practice social distancing guidelines. And for our viewers, if you'd like to learn more about what Printful is doing to deal with these challenges, take a look at our video on how to navigate COVID-19 as an online store owner and check out our COVID-19 FAQ page. But Dionna, for District of Clothing, you've been able to keep going, and you've even seen a rise in sales and have decided to donate a portion of your profits to COVID-19 relief.
I am sort of flabbergasted. April was actually our highest selling month ever. I'm still just very grateful. It took me some time because I was, like everyone else, I'm sure, just really scared, really nervous, and that had nothing to do with business. I realized, okay, I have this amazing product. Let me figure out a way that I can adapt to the situation that's happening. Let's pivot, common purpose, which is what I'm wearing today. This was initially supposed to launch in say August or September to help encourage people to vote in the 2020 presidential election. And I thought it might be a great idea to push this out sooner because, now more than ever, we need each other. I've been trying to be mindful of how I can be productive and profitable, but definitely productive during this time. I have a platform where I can, create something that will give people hopefully a sense of hope and then use that to help fund COVID-19 relief.
Are there some specific things you've done to adapt your store and how you operate in the current situation?
Yeah, so I removed the hero image from our website, just knowing that more people are working from home and are at home. We want to make sure that our website is loading as quickly as possible, especially if someone is looking or perusing from a phone. We added a message bar at the very top of the website that notes that our order timelines may vary while we're working to keep our team, which would be our Printful team, healthy and safe. People have responded really well to that and have been incredibly compassionate and understanding. The first thing you see on the website in terms of product is our COVID-19 relief fundraising item, which is the common purpose that I'm wearing here today. And then we also have the work from home sale. And it just gives people, they feel connected. Work from home sale as opposed to just sale. It's gimmicky, but it works. And then lastly, we also allowed people to now purchase gift cards. So folks have been also buying gift cards to support us as a small brand, honestly.
And do you have any advice for store owners who are operating at this time?
Yeah, I think it is important that you continue. I think that's number one. You have to continue. Whatever it is, however you can, learn to adapt and pivot, do that as best as possible. And remember that this is not a time where people want to be sold to, right? Because there's lots of happening. People want to feel good. So if you can create content that allows people to feel good and kind of gives them a bit of a break from what's happening, that would be great. And then I would also say to take advantage of ads during this time. So again, you don't necessarily have the advertising dollars to get on television, but you do have the advertising dollars to get on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat, and that's where everybody is. So if you can meet people where they are, that way when they're scrolling, you're constantly coming up on an ad. One of those days, that ad will be your company or your brand or your product. I know how tough it can be. I know how overwhelming and stressful, all of these ideas can be. But if I can be of any help, you are more than welcome to shoot me a DM. And it might take me a little bit of time, but I promise I will answer and respond as best as I possibly can. You know, believe in yourself, believe in your ability to do what you're doing, and believe in your product. You know, when you have the ability to speak up about it, speak up about it. That's something I'm still working on. So, districtofclothing.com.
A huge thanks to Dionna for sharing the story of her brand and valuable tips for other store owners. I hope you found this video inspiring and helpful. Let me know in the comments what other types of videos you'd like to see. We create content to help you navigate the print-on-demand business world, so be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel.